Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be watching once again versus Logan Paul. Today we are going to watch the interviews, what they are having to say, and at the final end another face off. So I'm really curious and hopefully something interesting is going to happen after this video. You got at the end of the night. Also another face off and a weigh-in video of that I'm going to react to Shanghai and Logan Paul's weigh-off and face off. Weigh-off, weigh-in. So, I'm really curious what's going to happen. I'm really curious what they are going to say and have to say. So, let's just zoom right into this crazy shit. It is so crazy to see Logan Paul shouting to him, shouting out, one of the best shouts in the world. I'm sorry, that's just, it mind-blows me how Logan Paul has smashed this whole situation. That's crazy.
Best manager in the
That's
game.
crazy.
Really nice things about you, Jesus.
You must get a good stipend, I think, at the end of the day, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
Hey, I think you're keeping this chair warm for him.
Of course.
Is it Maverick time right here?
Let's do it. Let's talk to the man in charge. We will talk to you later, though. We appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
All right, joining us now is one half of the main event, Logan Paul.
One has off.
Cool main event, bro. People come to see me,
Ah.
not
There
Floyd.
are
Hung a
two
story
fighters in
on.
the main event. You are merely one of them. But how are you,
I
Logan?
guess statistically
Oh.
speaking, that makes
50%.
sense. I'm good. Are y'all hot?
We are sweating balls
I
here.
think we've reached like the runner's high where it just sucks, but you
Yeah.
live with it, you know?
Versace
It
Road
looks
to the Versace mansion.
fucking
I mean,
hot.
I've been in your gym. It's no different than that.
I know.
But
Skies
look,
out, thighs out, baby.
one thing we just gave you a lot of credit for, Logan Paul, is that you have seemed ready for this stage. Like, odds makers, you know, opening lines or not, that you knew you would be here, whether it was Floyd Mayweather, whether it was any form of entertainment. How much has that full-on confidence that you flashed throughout the build to this changed at all now that we're on site and it's very real? And I know you told me you're not intimidated by Floyd, but the moment sometimes can be threatening just the same.
It's
That's
a great
true.
question. That I often have to ask myself, like, am I affected by this? You look around, you see all these people, the hot lights, the pressure. You want to do well, you know, your friends are watching, your family's watching. And I always want to be real with myself. And I ask myself, am I affected by this? But I love this.
Yeah, because he has done it so long that this kind of feels normal to
love
him
this. This is me in my
and to Floyd.
element. Like, this is what I came out to Hollywood to do when I started making videos. Like, when I started making fucking videos on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
That
mad.
was the
That's
cusp,
crazy.
the precipice for all this.
That's
Like, this
crazy
is
to
it.
think about. That when you want to become, you want to do music, you don't need a manager anymore. You just need to put music out on Spotify and YouTube. That's it. That's all you need, and that's so crazy to think about. You don't need a manager anymore, or you don't need anybody else. You just need a fucking camera, and that's it. That's it.
This is Endgame. And so, like, this is what I signed up for. This is what I wanted. This is me in my element. I love this shit, man. All of it's exciting for me.
Kind of got me fired up.
Yeah, he certainly does. Let me ask you a question I thought kind of interesting. You grew up in Ohio. You wrestled in high school, right?
Yeah.
So I looked this up. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your senior year, you placed 5th at States?
That's correct.
Did you wrestle anyone who was a super stud that went on to do something crazy? For folks who may not know, Ohio is a powerhouse of wrestling.
I did. I talk about him frequently.
Who?
His name is Dominic Abunator.
Oh, from
They
animation.
call him the Terminator.
And it was a bad scene.
He's a beast, dude. He's a 4-time
The size of Floyd's bodyguards,
state
right?
champ. Yeah. Yeah, he wrestles for Israel now, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
Or like a country,
Yeah.
an entire country.
Israel.
He's good, man. Yeah.
Here's what I'm confused about. Dude, if you got the base of wrestling, you could have gone straight to MMA. Like, you'd be doing a killing. I'm not listening. Trey's left the station. You're fighting Floyd Mayweather. Things are going okay.
I think he knows where the money is, Luke.
Yeah, things are going okay. But it is curious that a guy with that kind of background chose the opposite of that combative sport.
You know, I didn't choose boxing. Boxing chose me.
Kind of
Seriously,
true.
like,
Kind of true. He got called out.
I
Guy
challenged
says
for
hi.
box. I answered
Yeah.
that challenge, then kind of fell perfectly into the sport. And truthfully, boxing's a bit easier on the body than MMA.
Is that right?
MMA's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah, it is.
You
There's a
know,
lot of injuries.
I got bad knees.
That's true. You need to, and you need to roll around on the floor, this and that, and go, so you need to stand and go.
I'm old now.
That's true.
Like boxing, my upper
You're
body's.
26.
I'm old.
I'm 41 and on the verge
I'm
of a heart
trying
attack.
to-
Sweaty and washed.
I
So
feel
thanks a lot.
I'm aging. Nah. You know, my upper body's strong. My upper body always has been strong. Like I got dense ass bones. I'm in like the top like half a percentile of bone density. And my
I don't know what to
my
mean.
strength is all here. MMA is tough, man. The lower body. Who knows?
You talk about like being here and loving it and being ready for it. When you visualize what this week was going to look like 6, 8, whatever weeks ago, is it looking like how you would imagine? Is it feeling each day like how you thought fight week would go?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've said this before. I visualize everything. I see it all before it happens. The only thing that I didn't visualize is how calm, how
Zeker tegen het haast. Dat is een natte haast gedekt. Zeker tegen een sleus haast.
that I didn't visualize is how calm, how tranquil, how lonely it is at night. That 2 hours before I go to sleep, where I'm in my hotel room, you know, using my Theragun, putting my ointments on, chilling when I'm alone. You know, like this
True.
stuff's predictable. I knew this would happen. But like when you're alone with your thoughts,
Yeah, that's true.
That's when you got to
that's
silence
the stuff
the
you
doubts.
don't visual. That's when it's like, yo, this is real. This is gonna get serious.
We got to talk about this fight Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Showtime pay-per-view.
Tonight.
Bragging rights
Let's
time.
go.
But all the jokes and got your head aside, you got to box this man, Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, sir.
How do you make up that experience gap? You're not going to make it up this quick of
Yeah.
time. But obviously, you've been detailed and oriented for 3 years, and you're dedicated. Do you brawl him? Do you attack him? How do you make up
fight
that
my
difference?
heart out. Fight my fucking heart out. Fight my
Deze staat altijd in de gastcijfer, is dat
heart
right?
out. That's the beautiful thing about this sport. Experience, it's fantastic. In almost any industry, experience is going to trump everything else.
True.
But at the end of the day, this is a fight.
Dat also
Anything
true.
can happen.
All right, but you know as
Facts.
well as I do. If you land clean on him, you're good for life. You can lose. It's true, dude. You can lose this bout. If you land a solid uppercut on him,
Yeah.
dude, they're going to NFT that. They're going to auction it. You can retire.
Gewoon dat, je kan zeggen, podcast intro.
I'm
a
gonna,
trillionaire off the
Showtime's going to
NFT.
NFT that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have an easy task, but I'm saying like there are
That's
real
true,
winnable
though.
scenarios here that
That's
have
true,
nothing
though.
to do with actually knocking him out.
Yeah,
True.
no, I know. I know.
Have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, of course. I try not to let it like consume me. You know, it's exciting, but like we're going in there to do a job, to get the job done. It's business. Another day at the office. Literally, bro. I'm gonna walk in the office like this that night, chill. Bell's gonna ring. I'm gonna go. This is crazy, and then fucking fight my heart out. You know, it's another day.
Have you your thoughts on your brother Jake Paul taking on Tyron Woodley?
Love the guy.
I mean, that's you guys are thrill seekers here a little bit.
Yo,
Dangerous territory.
Yo, Tyron is no joke. Tyron is a beast.
Zo is also no joke.
I told Jake, I'm like, hey, wasn't that guy like the 5-time welterweight champ of the world?
Yeah.
That's the guy who is taking on and sucking goose, slowing Mayweather.
He knows, but he's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him. Like, there's a little bit of a cheat code when you bring MMA guys into boxing. It is a different sport. It's fighting, different sport.
The different, yeah.
Give Jake another 3 months to get good, and bro, I'm not kidding. Jake works so hard. He's a clown online, right? He's a troll. He's the problem child. But he works so hard. Even I'm watching him, and I'm like, yo, you crazy, man. Like, he goes hard. Not to be underestimated.
Well, we're not. We're excited to see what happens there. We're excited for
too.
Sunday. By the way, how
Me
much
too.
thought went into like the walkout robe, the trunks, the color patterns, all that? How much?
Because I put a lot of thought into matching this.
We put a lot of thought into Showtime bio.
Oh yeah, heeft lange tijd. Toen de single is Logan came out. So when you need to go to the ring, is with Floyd's hat on. That was hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah, you know, you always want to look good. You always want to look good. I'm not wasting too much mental energy on what I'm wearing, but Yeah, we got some really good sponsors on my shorts. That's who we spent the most time on, partnering with the right people, the right sponsors on the
True.
shorts.
All right, well,
Yeah.
good for you. Hope you get paid. That's
Yes,
really
sir.
what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
That's true. There's all this whole situation is about getting good days, getting second days. At the end of the day, they don't really care about this. They care about the money. And they really care about this.
Congratulations already, and we'll see what happens on Sunday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
for your time.
Thank you.
Logan Paul,
Yeah,
everybody.
that
There
is
he
what I said.
Logan Paul.
Skies out, thighs out, right? That's how it goes. I won't be doing that. Okay, he can. All right, there he goes.
No, you can. Okay, let's go straight to Floyd's interview. God damn, this is crazy. This is so mad that Logan is going to say the best fighter in the world. Floyd and fucking Mayweather. Let's go. Crazy. Okay, here it is. Here it is.
His biggest fights against a Canelo or Manny Pacquiao, that the interest in the B-side brought the Floyd odds down to almost record lows. If you're used to betting on Floyd Mayweather to win, which look 50 times has been a good bet, those odds get closer against the higher the name that he's across from for that fight, certainly.
That sounds
And here
correct.
comes the champ is here, okay?
You're over here, Floyd. How are you? Here he comes. Greatest boxer of our
Floyd,
generation, Floyd Mayweather.
I figured there would be one day in my life where I might be dressed nicer than you. One day. I mean,
Yeah, Floyd, we actually have Versace robes on, and we're still not dressed as nicely
I know
as you.
you might blow your
What
nose
happened?
in this, but do I work it well, Floyd?
I like the Versace robe. I like the Versace robe. I work,
I don't know what to say. I like the road. I like the road. That's the move
say
on.
thank you guys. I mean, we having fun. What else can I say?
Floyd,
Tastiness,
honestly,
that's the
like no
problem.
BS. I've covered your fights for a long time. This might be the happiest I've seen you on Fight Week.
No, I've
No?
always been happy. I had to be happy with the other fights because I made more money.
Fair enough. You made a ton of money
And
with that
then,
one.
you know, this pay-per-view is $50, but the other ones was 100
100,
and
yeah.
a little bit higher.
What are you expecting for sales? You think
That I think you're getting more eyes now. Because he is a really good guy, but also Logan is a really good guy with a lot of eyes. So even if it is $50 less, I think you're still getting a lot of money because of the eyes that are
you
getting.
can hit 2 mil?
I don't know because so many people are, of course, still in events. So hopefully everything turns out great for this event. And I'm happy just to be a part of this event.
Floyd, I gotta say, Conor McGregor, Tenshin Nasukawa, and now Logan Paul. Dude, you're making a killing fighting these guys after your decorated career.
Yes.
This is all, what is this, gravy for your life? How do you view this chapter of your life?
Well, okay, I guess the boxing was the mashed potatoes. And I guess these guys
Wow.
now is the gravy.
The gravy, okay.
Absolutely. So it's fun. And I was talking to the media. I was talking to the people, letting them know that, remember Floyd Mayweather, I retired from boxing, but I didn't retire for entertainment, and I didn't retire for making money. I guess they thought that since I stopped fighting, I mean, the top guys in the sport of boxing at my age, because remember, I retired at almost 40 years old. They thought that I was just gonna go home, kick my feet up, turn gray,
Get fat.
get fat, pick up a bunch of weight, but I decided to still just have fun.
True, still.
Also,
Yeah.
he decided to be available should a check cashing up.
That's true, but yeah, still, it doesn't have to say anything, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? That's the interesting thing about boxing side. Nobody knows who is going to win. You can get stronger, you can get heavier, you can get angrier, but in a side, that all doesn't matter. In a side, everything can happen. That's the same thing that also Zico versus Dan Askren. They said Dan Askren has a strong accent. Not really lying down. That's because when he lying down, he just rolled on the ground and he could just tackling to the ground. And God said you need to stand up. So,
Opportunity
you got to
comes.
know.
Yes.
I want to
You
talk
got
about
to
the
Nothing
know.
wrong with check cashing. That's America.
Yes.
the narrative and the storyline for
America.
this one.
Yes.
When you look back at May 6th, the press conference at Hard Rock Stadium, and Gotcha Hat, when Jake Paul, the brother of Logan Paul, kind of parachutes into the narrative here. We've never seen you that angry, Floyd. I've covered you a long time. You've always
Yes.
said, you can talk bad about me, just spell my name right in the story. I've never seen you that mad. Are you happy that that moment happened and what it could do for sales, or is it still getting you angry to think about?
Well, I'm not upset at all, but my thing is this: just as men, you as well as you, and I'm pretty sure both of you guys are married because I can see the rings.
Yes.
You guys have families, and there's a difference between respect and disrespect. They was untying my shoe, and you know my children's mother passed away last year, talking about her touching my hat.
But the middle is, and God saying, you need to be ready for the trash talk, because that's always going to happen. And I think if Floyd didn't talk about his time, Logan wouldn't have talked about his life. So it's kind of 50-50 always. You know what I mean?
So it's all about reciprocation.
That's
Treat
true.
people like you want to be treated.
Yeah,
Okay, let me
that's
play
true.
devil's
That's true.
advocate, Floyd, because we were there for the Conor McGregor tour that you guys did in LA and
Yes.
Toronto. He said a lot of mean things.
But once again, Conor McGregor has something to do with this event. Jake Paul has nothing to do with this event.
But does this
Like, okay, that's true. But he said he didn't mention Jake Paul even was it the entire issue. I don't know, I'm not sure if it was the entire issue. But Floyd said I can say Logan and Jake Paul at the same time, at the same night after he did Logan, he said. So he kind of made him kind of himself, not the whole thing, he made him kind of
motivate you?
himself.
Because people are trying to say, okay, maybe they're a boxing guy, they know Floyd. They think or they know Floyd's going to win, but they want to see the entertainment, the spectacle, how it happens. Can he land that lucky punch? Is any part of you, because of what happened on May 6th, a little bit more motivated to give it to them and just say, hey, Logan, man, you didn't cross me, but your brother did, you're going to have to pay? Because I don't see people getting away with crossing Floyd Mayweather.
I don't really worry about that. This is what I do because I don't worry about size, height, arm length, weight. Floyd Mayweather, I'm the best. This is what I do.
That's true, kind of hit the
I don't
distance.
worry about no fighters. I don't worry about no hat because when there's fight time, I can fight.
How did you hear about Logan
That's
Paul?
true. You can't say.
John Shahidi, a guy that I deal with, he's a social media guy. And John Shahidi brother, Sam Shahidi. I was working with these guys for years, and a couple times, I think that John was managing, I think Logan and Jake, something like that. And then I heard their name a couple times, but I didn't really know who these guys were until my guys from Japan was upset, said that Logan Paul disrespected their country.
Right, with that YouTube video.
And
yeah.
I still didn't know who the guys was. I heard their names from a close friend of mine in Japan. And then Solomon, a guy from Famio, said he was speaking to a friend of mine, Sean, and talked about putting an exhibition together. I didn't really know him. And then they showed me his page. They said he got these many followers. I said, let's do it.
Are your kids, are they fans of his?
My daughter.
I don't know. I hope at least at the exercise that they can shake hands and, you know what I mean? The same they did with KSI and Logan Paul, they can at least at the end of the night shake hands and everything.
My youngest
So,
daughter, she does
I don't
YouTube.
know.
Okay.
I
So
don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure
You
she
know?
knows Logan Paul.
But not like that.
I don't really know him.
Floyd, I want to stay with this narrative because Leonard Ellerby, your longtime friend and partner in this game, the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, He said he's never seen a fight promotion in which you're playing the baby face, if we could steal a pro wrestling term. You've been the heel by accident. You've been the heel on purpose when you needed to sell things. You've always controlled the narrative. Are you fighting for boxing in a sense? Do you feel like you're the hero going into this one?
I don't really want to say the hero. I just want to have fun. I'm going to go out there and do what I do best. He's banking on his height. He's banking on his reach. So we'll just see.
How are you staying in shape? Like, to what extent are you look physically fit, but, you know, the devil's in the details. How are you living these days in terms of your physical fitness?
I'm in good shape. You guys will see.
So we heard a little birdie. A little birdie told us that you had trained for the Conor McGregor fight, but not really trained.
Not like really
Like you got
trained.
in shape for
Birds
it, but you
will
didn't
talk.
really.
They'll talk.
And then you still went in there and you stopped him. So we're
There's a talk,
kind
okay?
of wondering, like, what the
For
situation is
this,
today.
same thing, kind of trained a little bit here and there. Not every day, but I don't have to.
Leonard Ellerby was saying if y'all wanted to run it back, you and Conor, that you'd be completely down. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. Easy.
What is the
So, after this fight, FC is not going to fight Jake. He could fight Conor again. Okay, that's
beef? We
interesting.
were there in Vegas when you guys were arm in arm and sharing.
The beef is all these guys look up to me, steal my blueprint, and then get to hating on me. Whereas Logan Paul and Jake Paul, if I'm not mistaken, they was going to John Shahidi asking, oh, can Floyd train us? Can Floyd work with us? I never knew who these guys were.
Dat hij met video zeker dat was uit de Duitse site. Dat hij met video zeker de Duitse site like here the man he gonna win money doesn't so it's cool that he didn't know who they were that time so that's kind of funny.
But the fight is here now. I can't wait.
Did you watch Jake Paul's fight? Excuse me, Logan Paul's fight against KSI, the other YouTuber? Did you even take a look at it?
No.
No.
I don't really. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen,
Nothing.
but I don't really know Jake or Logan Paul.
So what makes you called it on the Showtime special? You called it legalized bank robbery.
Yes.
Why that term?
I'm fighting a YouTuber who thinks he's a real fighter. And I'm getting crazy money for it. I've already made $30 million just
For this fight?
I mean, just building up to the fight, just a build up, and I've already made $30 million.
What do you think?
This is a commercial right here. This suit might cost more than my robe. Look at these. This is.
I was backstage at the Howard Theater when an ESPN reporter asked how much you made for the Canelo.
En het interessante video daar als Logan aan what the hell is this? Okay, dat is kind of weird. But I'm trying to find the video where he made a video with Floyd Mayweather long ago that I can't find it anymore. I was trying to find it, I can't find it
Your
anymore.
guarantee, you told him $40 million. That was the guarantee, the upfront. You got much more on the back end. That was the up. That was
A grown man trying to ask about money here.
Hold on. How much are you gonna make for this one? Tell us, Floyd.
I don't really know. I mean,
What's your base?
I mean, even if we make a couple more, even if I made $50 million, that's not bad for a guy that's retired.
I live on the system now. I shot the suicide. I will fight for a good guy. I will fight a boxing fight for a good guy. Not gonna lie, I will do it.
I saw the $100
This
million check
is
from the Pacquiao. I saw that thing.
So,
I'll
so
do it.
between,
I'll
I mean,
down.
with the Pacquiao and the Canelo, that was like with those two fights, that was 650. And then with the Canelo fight add on, that was 750 in 3 fights.
That's insane. How long can you do this, Floyd? You feel good? You look good? Let's say you win dominantly on Sunday, which is the odds expectation. Several more years? Like, what's the...
I mean, this is not real. This is not a real fight for me.
Het is kind of a fight. Not so hanging. What I find interesting is he shot a few times like if I lose or if I'm beat him, it won't change his record. And that's true. If he loses, he will still be unsure that nothing as long as I. You know what I mean? He is then, his record will say he's unsure, that he is not unsure then. So
It's a real fight for
that's
him. It's
kind
not
of
a real
funny.
fight for me.
Okay, but he has, if you stretch him, that's expected. I'm not saying he's going to stretch you. I think you're going to win quite comfortably. But if a miracle happened, you have something to lose.
I'm still undefeated. I'm still.
You said the devil's in the details right there.
The great thing about this, I'm still 50-0.
Because it doesn't count on your professional record.
That's true. And as long as I is, he is the sure then. So,
Absolutely
you know,
That is, you have worked this to an
I know.
unbelievable degree. So you're confident you
I
can do this for
know.
a little while longer if you wanted to.
It's possible.
Floyd, I want to ask quick about legacy because when you were in the peak of your game, us in the boxing media, we were hard on you. Maybe you didn't fight the guys in the order that somehow we wanted. You never took it personal, but we were hard on you. Now, as you've been away,
Oh, I
for
think
a
he
bit,
took it personal.
Your legacy is
Yeah.
getting like a fine wine, is just aging. What did people miss during your run? What did I miss when I was saying, you know, when I would come out and write those columns?
Well, I didn't fight the guys. I fought everybody.
Yeah, you went on to fight everybody. I'm saying it, but
So if
you
I
didn't
so
get your
so
due.
my thing is
I'll
this.
admit that
I'm
you
not-
didn't
I'm
get
not
your
So
due.
endorsing
hold on,
this.
let me get this right. So if I don't fight a
I'm not
fighter,
endorsing
you want
this.
me to fight
I'm
again?
not saying we were right. That's the point.
That don't mean
I'm saying, you know, we may have been wrong, but what did we miss in that moment? Because we look back on your record, there's no
I just
holes.
want to know who I didn't fight.
You know, people love to say things like Margarito. They have to rehash
Oh,
that.
you talking about the guy that was cheating?
I'm not saying. I'm
So
not saying.
no.
you
So
know?
tell the public, a guy Antonio
I
Margarito.
like the energy, though. I like the energy.
No,
right
let's talk.
He's
A guy
fired up.
Antonio Margarito
he is like a lot.
wanted to fight me extremely bad,
now. No,
and then let's tell the world.
I mean,
and
I
then-
side with you on this.
Oh,
Ultimately,
no.
I'm not really, you know.
And then come to find out, ladies and gentlemen,
Quiet,
this
I'm
guy was
talking.
cheating. He was fighting with a cast inside his glove. This is a guy that
Damn.
you was behind, that you thought I was scared of.
I
And
didn't
then
think-
you know what happened? When they caught him cheating in the locker room, he got knocked out by Shane Mosley
was never the same, yeah.
that same night. And then Shane Mosley's next fight, I beat him.
Do you feel the love? Because I think your legacy is just getting stronger by the day. And
No. Tell me about some more fighters that you said I didn't fight.
He's really getting left Italy. He's really getting left Italy.
Well, you know, I said some things back then. You
Well,
know?
tell me.
Well, then you fought me.
Yeah,
so you
fine.
take that. Then you fought Mike Donna twice.
So hold on. So let me get this right.
Floyd, I'm not-
Who's
you know,
older?
you win in
Just
the end.
answer the question.
Yeah.
Who's
He's a little angry. He's a little
older?
angry.
I'm 2 years older than Manny Pacquiao, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 42.
Okay. And I'm 44, right? I beat Manny Pacquiao so easy.
I mean,
And I-
I can't
8
sit here and
rounds
argue
to
with the
4,
guy.
something
Eight
like
to
that?
four, 8-4 was the deal.
Hey,
Yeah.
that wasn't even 8. Don't say no 8-4. 10-2.
He disarmed him. I
10
didn't
to
see a
2.
shoulder injury. He disarmed him. You know.
Are you
10-2.
surprised? Are you
And guess what? They always got an excuse. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my shoulder. But let's run it back. If we run it back, guess what he gonna do? Have another excuse. So give me another fighter.
Well, I would have liked to see
Give
Paul
me
Williams.
another-
I wanted to see welterweight Paul Williams against you, but you can't have it all. Okay, you can't have it all. All right.
It could have happened, but it didn't. And I like Paul Williams. You know, he had a bad accident, a hell of a fighter, and a great guy. And I take my hat off to him and his family.
I mean, Floyd.
You can't take the hat off. The hat is stolen.
But that's the point. You gave in the
Nobody
end, you
knows
gave it to
I
boxing
asked.
fans. So, are you surprised at the way some people still look at you? Because you're still giving to boxing fans right now. They're going to tune in Sunday night and be entertained.
I'm just very appreciative for all the people around the world that supported me. You know, I was a guy, I was with HBO at one particular time. Even though I know we own Showtime, I'm allowed to speak from the heart and speak the truth. I was with HBO, and I came over to Showtime and made them the A side.
Damn.
That's what Floyd Mayweather was able to do in the sport of boxing. Floyd Mayweather was able to come in the sport of boxing when it was all about heavyweights and let all the little guys make crazy money.
We got the real emotion. This is the real stuff right now. Okay. This is
It's
it right here.
he's fired up. I understand it. I'm not mad at him.
I'll fall on the sword to bring out the real Floyd. All right?
Yeah,
This is the
okay,
champ
you
right
did
now.
it.
Yes.
You called down the.
Do you want to bring the
Thunder,
off?
don't be surprised what you get.
Logan Paul is going to have a chance to see that Thunder Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern only on Showtime pay-per-view. You get the final word. What can fans expect when you two touch gloves?
I want the fans to tune in. If you watch it right now, come to Miami. Have fun. Beautiful yachts, beautiful beaches, beautiful water, a beautiful city.
I'm waiting so that he's going to say, this women, I know he's going to say that.
These two guys sitting next to me,
Come, say it.
beautiful Versace robes.
Beautiful
No.
skin complexion with
Man,
the sweat.
I'll see you
yeah.
guys Sunday.
Ah.
Let's have a ball.
I
Buy
was
pay-per-view
ready to say it.
right now.
Floyd, we thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time. We know you're a busy man. Congratulations
Hey,
on everything you got so
fought
far.
everybody in the end. You just fought us. Thank you, Floyd. Great
All
chat
right,
with
thank
you.
you.
Thank
Sorry.
you, Floyd, and enjoy on Sunday. We can't wait to see what happens. There we have it.
Not
Okay. That's the answer. The last guy we have the goddamn Caesars. Let's go.
He knows about the
This crazy.
Wow. I
This
called game. I called
crazy.
back.
Paul Pierce. I'm
There
excited.
he
This
is.
Paul Pierce.
crazy.
Come have a
I mean,
seat,
come
Paul
on,
Pierce.
Paul Pierce. Come
Come
on.
have a seat.
We got it here.
Ah.
Okay.
There he is. Paul Pierce just came
Get
over
the
here.
wheelchair. Let's get him back over here. Okay, come on.
He's huge.
I
Dude,
was
he's not
gonna
even as
say
big
that.
as some of the
I was gonna
security.
say that.
I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm
All right, so there's a
let's go to the
face-off happening.
face-off
We're going to
here.
go to it right there. It is.
There's bragging rights right there.
This is how I order at McDonald's every time.
See the height differential there.
Damn.
6'2".
Look
Logan
at
Paul,
F
28 years old.
Pretty bigger than Floyd. I have bigger.
Damn.
Sorry, 26.
It's actually a good face-off. In the era of COVID, and I understand it, they had to keep people separated and whatever, but
No, this is the real stuff.
this, you miss a good face-off when you don't get one.
You're welcome, Logan. I dialed Floyd up, okay? He's ready.
Damn, those are a lot of speakers. Last Corona.
He's ready.
That's a great shot.
What's it going to look like, Luke, when they do touch gloves? That's what the people are going to pay to see.
Floyd's going to take his time and then stop him whenever he wants. Probably. I don't know.
Or is there a puncher's chance?
Who knows?
Will we see something?
Oh,
Floyd, step to him. This is fun.
yeah, go so close.
And you can see Floyd's entourage.
Yeah,
and
go
Logan's
so cocky.
sorry, Logan's entourage. He is everywhere. Milton LaCroix. He's everywhere. Once again, he's there in the picture. That's a long face-off.
Is that you too?
So usually the way it works is you have a same.
This ain't YouTube, but the YouTube has done some crazy shit. They have to match this whole situation.
You have to have a promoter in between them.
That's a stalemate.
Yeah,
That face-off was a stalemate.
yeah.
Take what you will, Luke Thomas, from that face-off.
Yes, let's
Damn.
extrapolate the significance of that
was
in
a
the worst way
12-round draw
imaginable.
Right there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. This is a better. This is a good shot of the media representation that we were
Yeah.
referencing before. It's
Jesus
significant.
Christ.
Paul is confident. He's
Left
ready for this stage.
academic.
But one thing I wrote about this week, Luke, is that confidence more of a danger to him than it is for Floyd. We're going to find out Sunday night.
There we go.
Okay. And that is it. I'm really hyped for this fight. I can't wait. Who knows who's going to win? People say Logan's going to people say Floyd's going to win, but also people say Logan has a side to stand. And that's, I don't know. As a good as it sounds, when you start on the ring, nobody knows what is going to happen. You can be the best fighter of the world, but it just has to be one lucky ass gun. So, I'm really curious what you guys have to say in the comments down below. This Logan has a chance, this he not has a chance. I wanna know. What do you guys think? And that is it for today. I'm going to leave it right here. This was Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather face off an interview video. I'm really curious what is going to happen tonight. This is going to be tonight. Logan has is going to is een S he is going to lose. He has smashed this whole situation. He has smashed this whole situation, even to get at the same, even to start in the same ring as Floyd Mayweather. That's all a ring on its own. That's all a ring on its own. So, that's what I'm saying. This, even if he is a YouTuber, YouTube has done the craziest shit. So yeah, I'm going to do this right here. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like the video, and later if you could do that, share the video with your friends, and so all you do is go in the next video. Yeah.